I love that every time I'm in the car, you can just see the saying carry a bag. I think I should take that out of the house. I'm not crying today. I have been. Literally at Tesco. Hi police who stalk me, I'm at Tesco again, so you can put that in your little records about me that I'm at Tesco near the police station. There you go. So when you come looking for me to bully me and intimidate me a little bit more, I'm here. I just saw a police officer who knows me. They're steering me. Like, have you got nothing better to do? Like, why don't you actually go and do some real work down the police station? Because I'm getting really fed up with this now. Like, my solicitor knows everything. I actually have a really good solicitor, everyone. If anyone wants a really, really good criminal lawyer who lives in the sort of area that I live in, and if you like know my accent, well, actually my accent isn't purely from round here, but if you live in East Lancashire, I think I live in East Lancashire, would it be bad if I don't live in East Lancashire? Then let me know, because he is actually amazing, and yeah, I spoke to him yesterday. Anyway, I am sick to death of the police. They have ruined my life for the last 2 years and 3 months. I have anxiety and severe depression because of them, which can be proved by my medical records. Anyway, I'm at Tesco. I'm going to go in. Don't feel well. Have a few prescriptions to pick up. Like, there's more than one. Look. You see? There's 2. And then there's a piece of paper there because they owe me some tablets from a couple of weeks ago, so I'm stocking up. I'm going to quickly run you through what I got from Tesco. There is a box of Nurofen missing, but I did get a box of Nurofen, paracetamol. I don't use these on my face, I use them on my hands when I'm doing my makeup because I get foundation and concealer on my hands. So I have been washing them a lot, but my hand wash is running out fast, and I always use these, but I haven't had any for a while. I use whatever, like, own brand the shop has. So they've changed the design on these. So I got them, they're like 60p. Then I got this face wash, it's the Nivea Daily Essentials Gentle Exfoliating Scrub. I'm using a Neutrogena one at the moment, which is actually quite nice, but it's very low. And I spotted this on offer for £2 instead of £3.50, so I thought I'd give this a go. So this will be going in my shower. Then I got a Tesco Finest Chicken Tikka Masala. It's meant to be my evening meal, but I think I might have it tomorrow and have cereal instead. I'm just not really feeling this today. Talking about cereal, Shreddies, mince pies for my dad, carrots. I was getting these from Asda a few weeks ago. If you've been watching my vlog, you'll have seen that this is what I've been getting. Not been on offer in Asda for a while. They were £1. I think these were like £1.50 or something, and I was actually looking for something else and I couldn't find them, and I got really stressed out, and I spotted these and I thought, well, I like these, I'll get these. Then I got an absolutely giant bottle of original sauce. It's like 500ml. I'm not sure how much the normal one is. I think it's 300ml. This was £1.50, and this is one of my favourite scents because I love shea butter and I like coconut when it doesn't smell too artificial. So this is what I'm going to be using when my current palm olive one runs out. And a Swede, because I'm going to be making my dad right now a chicken casserole, and it's 5 o'clock. So he's not going to be home for a few hours anyway. So I'm going to put the camera on myself in a second, so I'll be back. Hi everyone. Oh god. Honestly, like, the lighting in here is horrific. So I don't really like having my camera on here because I don't like the tensions that I get. So you will have just seen me showing the shopping, and I'm making a stew, and I'm going to tell you quickly how I do it because I do get questions about this. So what I do is I pick a pan, so you can you see those silver pans there? It's the same size as them, but they're steamers. It's the bottom part of the steamer. That's what size I've got. And I fill it about either between 1/4 or 1/3 of the way with water. Then right at the bottom I do a layer of pearl barley. That bulks out any kind of casserole or stew. And I like pearl barley, and it makes things cheaper. I'm actually opening my prescriptions here. So that's what I'll do. Sometimes I'll put the salt and pepper in now. In fact, I'm going to put salt in. Because it's not me, I'm going to put a lot more salt than I normally put in. But also, put less salt in than what you think, because there's going to be stock going in. And stock cubes, in particular, are always very salty. So I'm going to just put in some sea salt. Sea salt's really good for you, but you know, you've got to be careful how much salt we have. But it's not for me. Oh god, I'm really ill today. I feel like my health's gone backwards a couple of days, but I'm really stressed out. You would have seen me upset last night, and I did mean what I said as well about cutting back on this channel. So the next thing I'm going to put in, I don't know if I'm going to use these ones, hold on. Potatoes. Potatoes are good for bulking out things. If you can't afford like lots of meat or expensive meat and you want to like make a bigger stew, little potatoes. I'm going to cut these up. So I'll cut them in half, half, half. So there'll probably be 8 pieces out of each one. I did bring over a second bag because I've had these open a while. It does say the 30th of October on them, but if they're in the fridge and they're not funny. But I've also got these. You can get bags of potatoes for like, these were 80p and I'm pretty sure these were 67p a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to put potatoes in. I'll put carrots in. I'll peel the carrots. I'll put carrots in. I got a Swede. This was like 55p and you could have whatever size you wanted, and there was some bigger than this, but I thought no, it'll get wasted. And I'm going to put 1 to 2 onions in depending on what size. Then I'll put pepper in and I'll put stock cubes in. So even though it's a chicken stew, I will definitely put at least 1 beef oxo in just to give it flavour. If you don't like beef, then don't use beef. Then I'll use some vegetable bouillon and I'll use a chicken stock cube as well. If it was a bigger stew, I'd put more stock in. That's basically all I'll put in. I did look at getting some parsnips. I don't personally like them, but my dad does. But they were like £1.25 a bag. If they were an offer, you know, sometimes they do offers, I would have bought a bag. But basically the Swede is kind of similar to parsnips. It's the same family. And also, actually before I put the stock and everything, I will cook the chicken up. The chicken that I've got, I showed in a vlog when I did it was Tesco. It was meant to be £7 and it was just under £3. That's what's going in this. It's been defrosted, but you can put it in frozen if you're going to be cooking it for long enough. But I always defrost. And that's basically it, and then I'll cook it for a few hours. So the pan is on full heat as well. So I need to start getting stuff in, otherwise it'll start boiling. And once it's all in and it's come to a boil, that's when you simmer it and put a lid on. And because it's got pearl barley, that's why I'll cook it to 2 to 3 hours. If it didn't have the pearl barley in, you could get away with it in an hour. So yeah, I think I'm going to make some more. Next week I'm going to probably have a lot of things like casseroles and one pot things, you know, where you cook it all in one pan. Just trying to cut down at the moment. Like, I spent £20 today and it was like lunch, drinks, a couple of like face wash and shower gel and stuff. But money is like really tight at the moment, so I think next week I'm going to try and cut down as much as I can. I want to go to Marks and Spencer's on Friday, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I might try something different for a week. I do enjoy my drive there because it's like 13 miles each way, 13 to 15 miles each way, and I kind of like the drive, but then that's more diesel, but it means I'm out of the house for longer. So, but I just think the way the money situation is right now, and me not knowing if I'm going to be able to pay my bills next week and they're all on direct debit, I definitely will cut down with this weekend shop. I mean, normally I spend 80 to 100 and then I get diesel. And I know that sounds like a lot, but some bits and pieces will go throughout the week, like cereal or milks and condiments and coffee and cleaning products, that type of thing. But the stuff that will only be for the weekend. So I'm going to try to chop it down to about 65 instead of being around 80. Whether or not I do it or not is another thing. But I know what shops I'm going to go to. I'm hopefully going to go to one that I never go to, but it depends if I can get the confidence to do it. Literally when I got ready today, by the time I got ready, I wanted to go back to bed. That's how exhausted I feel. And I thought I'll come home, put the shopping away. See, the pan's starting to boil now because I've been talking, when really I want it to stop boiling, but I want to keep the heat under it. So I need to get as much stuff in the pan as quickly as I can. So I'm going to get the potatoes in, because I don't peel the potatoes because they're so small. Can you imagine how long it would take to peel them and how annoying it would be? And potato skins are actually good for you, so I don't peel them this size. If it was giant potatoes, I would, but I mainly only get the small potatoes because if I'm going to cook them, like if I'm going to have something with vegetables, I don't want to be peeling potatoes because I do like to eat baby potatoes with skins on, which I've not done in a while. I need to start to try and get into a proper eating thing, because I've gone off a lot of food this year. Ever since I was in hospital at Christmas, I got out and I've just struggled with eating, and I keep going off foods that I've loved for years. But I want to try and get into like a better eating routine and eating things that I used to eat, and try and cut down on the sugary drinks. But when I'm ill all the time, I just want to drink Lucozade and Dr Pepper. I didn't get any Dr Pepper today because the shop I went to, Tesco, didn't have any, so I didn't pick up any chilled drinks. Well, I did. I picked up 2 different types of smoothies, but I got them in the meal deals. So basically you end up getting the drinks for free, depending on what snack you get. So my dad gets the snacks and I get the drinks. I don't know how many potatoes I'm going to put in. I'm going to finish this bag off at least. The annoying thing is when you've got to peel things, so I'll probably do the Swede next because it's out. And also I discovered when I went in the fridge I already had carrots, so now I have a spare bag of carrots. But as I said, next week I'm going to probably be making a lot of one-pot meals, so stews or casseroles but in a pan. Like the other week I made my dad a chicken and mushroom casserole. You can basically put in, well, you don't need recipes, you just put in whatever you want. Make sure you don't put too much water in, and then if you need more water you can add it. And you always need less than what you think as well. So I've done all those little potatoes that were left. I'm not a fan of doing Swede. It's a little nightmare to do. It's a little nightmare to chop up as well. They had medium Swedes, this is called a large, and they're only 5p cheaper, and I'm thinking, well, I'll get a large one, but I'll get a smaller large, because some of them are like gigantic, and I thought, well, it'll just go to waste potentially. I'm going to cut off what I think I'm going to use and then peel what I think I'm going to use. Oh God. And we don't have sharp knives because I don't like knives. Oh God. This is when I could do with a sharp knife or an axe. This is when I'm going to have an accident when I'm filming it, isn't it? I'll chop my finger off or something. Oh God. This is why I should have got a small one. We'll turn the heat down a minute because normally when I start, I stopped and talked for 5 minutes. I'm probably going to put more than that in. That was a task. This is going to be like a vlog within itself. Cooking with Melanie. Or trying to peel a Swede. Yeah, I've definitely not chopped enough off. So I'm peeling it and I'll get back to you. Right. I put peeled it and chopped it and didn't like carry on talking because I was in my own little world, because I've got a lot going on as always. It would appear I got my last lot of carrots from Tesco as well. I'll be so happy. Oh god, I've got more peeling. I've just peeled 3 carrots. I do then chop them in circles and then quarter them. And it is time consuming doing this, like it's boring. So I'm going to stop the video on for a bit. I'm the idiot who thought it was Tuesday and that EastEnders was on at 7:30. Only to just find a couple of minutes ago, it's actually Wednesday and EastEnders isn't on right now. Last time you saw me I was cooking and I was just like, I can't keep talking, I need to get on with this, I need to chop it up, get it cooking. It's been cooking for over 2 hours now. It's still cooking. It is kind of done, but I'm going to leave it for the next 10-15 minutes. I've just put some more water in, so it's going to be fine. So after I finished that, I went upstairs and I sat in my bedroom for a little while and I got changed. I still have the same t-shirt on, but I have these on and my slippers, which are now on the floor. And I sat in my room for ages, and then I thought I really want to get a couple of things done. So and like I was sat in my room for a good 45 minutes, and then I put the washing on with some of my bedding in, because there's a white sheet on and some white pillowcases, but then the duvet cover is blue. So I put the duvet cover in with some washing that I had. Now the duvet cover's been in the dryer for about half an hour, and the other drying that would go in the dryer isn't, because I don't want it all in together because it'll take forever to dry. So that's drying. The stuff that goes on the radiators is on the radiators. There wasn't a full washer full. When the duvet cover's dry, what's in the washing now is going to go in the dryer. It's only a couple of things. Then the sheet and the pillowcases are going to go in, but I'm not putting that sheet back on because I do have a second white sheet, and it's kind of like, do you know that like brushed cotton type one? That's going to go on. So, and then I'm going to, because I've got the electric blanket on, I'm going to pull that tight because it gets looser and looser and then it gets like a bump in it. So I'm going to tighten, pull it back down because it's a sheet. Put the other sheet on and make my bed, obviously. And I was like, it got to about 5 to 7 or 10 to 7. I was really tired. I thought I'm just going to come downstairs and give up for the night because I'm so tired. But then I was like, I really want to vac because my dog's molting. She molts all the time, but it's like molting season, so it's like big massive chunks. A dog fur are falling out of her and it's just everywhere. So the vac was on the next floor up, and I thought, well, I'm going to vac the next floor up because there's big chunks of it on there, but I'm not going to do the stairs and my bedroom because that's on the floor after. I'm like, I don't have the energy to do that. And it's not as bad there. She spends most of the time when my dad's home on the next floor, that's why it's coated, and the rest of the time she's down here. So I did that, brought it downstairs, and then I vacked in here. Then I mopped the floors with the mop of dreams, the squirty mop. I really want to do a proper mop, and I haven't done for a couple of weeks now, but I thought that's better than nothing. So I put in some pink flash, the old school one, not the new one that they got, because I have that as well in the pink, because I want to get rid of the big one. So I used that, and I put some the Flora in the morning one, the winter morning. Oh god, so now it smells amazing in here because it's still damp in a couple of places. And then yeah, it was literally, I used some I got some 1001 carpet fresh foam thing. It smells nice, and when I vacked my dad's room, because the dog does roll all over that carpet, I sprayed a lot in there as well. I've wiped down some of the surfaces in the kitchen, and I washed up earlier as well. And I've sorted my washing into piles. So there's the pile that I can take up and put away, and then there's a massive ironing pile. And I did write a to-do list for today, and I literally thought when I came home, before I realised I had to make the chicken stew thing for my dad, I was actually going to go to bed, and I'd wrote a massive to-do list for today, because it's not massive. Like, I've done a list where I definitely want to do it, and then a list that if I can do it, I'll do it. But it was literally like, I've not even looked at it yet, but I know I've done some of the things on it, because I knew I wanted to wash my bedding. So my bedding's going to get put back on as well. And I do, like, because I've been ill a lot, like when I come home I was literally, I'm going to bed. Then I knew how to cook the stew, like I said, so that's why I've done bits and pieces. And literally I thought when I'd done the stew I was going to go to bed, but it was like, do you know what, I'm going to not go to bed because I want to go to bed tonight, if you know what I mean. And also tonight I'm going back on my sleeping tablets. Oh God, I'm scared again. I was scared when I went on them the first time, and then I was petrified when the dose got doubled. If you've watched my vlogs, you'll know what I mean. And I've not had one for a month. When I went to see my doctor on Monday, I was meant to say to her, do I go back on the full dose, which I didn't think she would want me to, and I didn't want to because I knew it would knock me for 6, or should I take a half dose? Because of what we were talking about Monday, I didn't really get to talk about some of the things that I'd gone to talk about. So I don't know if I mentioned in any of the, I didn't actually. I ended up at my doctor's yesterday, didn't have an appointment, it was Tuesday by the way, and I decided quite early in the morning I was going to go to my doctor to try and see her. For the last couple of months, when I've tried to see her, I've dropped a note off. Sometimes she's seen me, sometimes she's not. The last few times she's not seen me. The last note she got didn't get dropped off, well, didn't get given to her till 3:30 in the afternoon. She didn't see me, and then like she basically weren't happy with me because there was other stuff going on. She rang me and she weren't happy with me. So then I spoke to her the following day, and things were okay the following day, but I was really ill at the time, and she had told me to ring triage on the Tuesday, and I just didn't want to. But I think she's now does Tuesday triage by the sounds of it, and from what I observed yesterday. But I don't want to risk ringing on a Tuesday and it not be her. Anyway, I'm like going off the subject. This is, I can't concentrate at the moment. So I went to the doctor's yesterday, and I thought, because I know morning surgery finishes at 12, I thought if I could turn up about 10 to and say to the receptionist, like, because she knows I'm going to do this anyway, but go in and say, can you put a message through to the doctor and say I'm here, and ask if it'd be possible to see her. And I actually gave him a bit of information why I wanted to see her, just so she knew, and she knew it was really important. So she agreed to see me, but I was sat in reception for 20 minutes, and the receptionist, who hates me, basically didn't tell me. So I'm sat there and I'm thinking, I could be sat here and she's not seeing me, and I'm just sat here like an idiot. So I asked her, she's like, yeah, she's seen you, but she's had a couple of emergencies this morning. And I went, I don't mind waiting, because, you know, I knew I'd have to wait. But I just wanted to check she's definitely seeing me. She's like, yeah, she's definitely seeing you. So I was sat there, and it got to about 45 minutes, and she didn't have any patients, but I knew there was an emergency, because whilst I was sat there, they got told to ring 999. So they'd rung 999 on reception and was getting the ambulance to come to the surgery. Then the receptionist was running around to try to find which room this patient was in. Turns out the patient had rung in and was on the phone to my doctor. My doctor's like, you need an ambulance. So then they had to ring back and get the ambulance sent to wherever. So then I thought, I'm just going to have to ask, you know, if she's forgotten about me, because it was literally, I think it was about 50 minutes now. So I was like, went up to it, and it's the awkward one, not the one that hates me, but the awkward one where she's sometimes nice and sometimes she snaps at me. And I'm like, does the doctor know I'm here? She's like, yeah, she knows you're here. And I'm like, it's been 50 minutes, and, you know, I just feel like she's forgotten about me. She's like, she's not forgotten about you, she definitely knows you're here. But, she, you know, there's been a couple of emergencies. I went, I know, I just wanted to make sure, because I don't want to sit there and then she's forgotten about me. She's like, she definitely knows you're here. And I'm like, okay. And I sat down and I waited about another 10 minutes, and she came out for me. And I'm thinking, oh my God. Like, I didn't expect to be seen straight away, but I didn't know it was going to take an hour, because she finishes this morning surgery at 12. But obviously, if there's emergencies, and also she actually spoke to my solicitor as well in the meantime, exclusive. And I was meant to actually speak to her before my solicitor, but because he was in court, he only had a limited time at lunchtime to ring her. So he knew that I was waiting to see her, and he basically got put through to her whilst I was sat there, because when I got a message to say that he'd spoken to her, but I didn't know what had been said. And when I went in to see my doctor, she's like, I knew you were here 10-15 minutes when he rang me. So she knew I was there, and he knew I was there, and he told her like he was ringing me this afternoon, but I already knew he was ringing me this afternoon because I'd already got a message to say that. But because I didn't know what he'd said or what she'd said, it was like, but I'd given her permission to actually speak to him, and asked her if he rang, would she speak to him? And he said yeah, she said yeah, but I hadn't actually managed to get hold of my solicitor, and he didn't know if she would speak to him or not, but I knew she would. But actually I was trying to see her first, but it worked out fine that actually he spoke to her first, because it did actually work out better. So I went in and I was with her, and we talked about why my solicitor rang, and there's a couple of things going on. There's been a misunderstanding, and there's been something else going on. So this is why, like, my solicitor has absolutely been amazing with me. He's really nice, he's easy to talk to, but it is difficult because I don't trust anyone, and I've had to trust him, because if you can't trust your solicitor, there's a problem. And I've learnt to trust him, because when I met him I did trust him, but there's always that thing in the back of your mind, like, do you know what I mean? Like, when you've been let down so much, it is difficult. But when I spoke to my doctor on Monday, and I was like, you know, I give you full permission to speak to him and whatever, like, she can disclose whatever she wants. Like, if he asks a question, she's basically got my permission to answer the question. And I gave him full disclosure as well, so if she asked him a question, he could, if he knew the answer it. So that's how much I trust those two, and that's been a challenge for me, to have this trust in these people. Whether or not I live to regret this, because I always get let down, I always get hurt and get betrayed, so it is difficult with me. But he knows how much I trust my doctor, my solicitor. He knows she's a good doctor, he knows she helps me, and you know, she gives me a lot of her time, and I'm so appreciative of my doctor. But I don't think she realises how much I appreciate her help or what she does for me. And I'm not going to go in every time and constantly say, you know, I appreciate what you do, but I do appreciate it. And I think sometimes she thinks I don't, but I truly cannot appreciate it more. Like, literally, when other people would have given up on me and like got rid of me, she's actually carried on seeing me and giving me the help and advice that she gives me. And I know for a fact that if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. And I don't think she actually knows that, but I don't want to like go in there and go, oh, like I don't want her to like tell her like all of this, but I think she knows, but I don't want to like keep saying it. So anyway, when I was there, I was like, can I ask you about this medication? I'm like, I've not had it for a month. I don't feel like I should go back on that high dose, because I think it would knock me for six, especially because it's totally out of my body now. Like, I can tell I'm not sleeping. My sleeping pattern is horrific. Like, I wouldn't wish my sleeping pattern on anyone. It is really, really bad. I'm barely sleeping, but I struggle to wake up when I'm on it. Like, it's a difficult one. And she was like, yeah, half it for a week. And then she was like, actually, I'll give you a prescription for the smaller dose, so you don't have to like basically break up the tablets. So I was meant to pick it up yesterday, but I had a bit of a mini breakdown when I left there. I left there and I was getting more and more upset, and I sat on a car park away from there, like not there, I didn't want anyone to see me, crying for a long time. And then yesterday when I was at home, I was in a really bad way. Like, I filmed a clip saying that I'm not going to film for this channel again. It's not again, it's just, I do need time out. I need to, like, this is hard for me. I'm going through a lot. And as much as this channel helps and this channel gives me something to look back on, I'm not actually getting better, and it's so hard for me watching the same things and I'm not doing anything and I'm feeling worse and worse all the time. And then people, because I don't talk about it in details, think there's nothing wrong with me or it's not that bad or whatever they're thinking. But my head is so messed up and I'm down and I'm depressed and I feel like I want to die. Most of the time I want to die. I'm so unhappy. I don't even know what I want or what I think anymore. And I don't want to document my struggles on here. And I do hold back, I don't say a lot of things. But I'm just saying the same old things and I can't let anyone in to what's going on in my head, because this isn't the place for me to do that. And I don't think I could even find the words. I need to not necessarily take myself away from this channel, but I'm so bored with my videos, my vlogs, they're the same old thing. I know lately I've changed it up a little bit and I'm adding bits of shopping and I'm filming a bit when I'm out. But I'm not a happy person. I'm struggling more and more when I feel like, how can it get worse? But it does. So anyway, I'm meant to be taking my sleeping tablets tonight, which, you know, just took me a long way to get to this. And I'm scared because I know how I feel on them. I know it's hard until my body's used to them. It takes ages for it to work the way you want it to work, because you've got to get used to it. Your body's got to get used to it. And it's hard. And I'm scared because it's been a month. I've been continuously on them for a while, and then the dose got upped, and then I struggled with the dose uppage, and I've got to go through all that again, and it's going to take a while. It's not going to take as long as last time, hopefully, but I'm scared and I don't know when to take it, because I was taking it about 8 o'clock because I was getting so fed up with life. I wanted to go to bed, but I don't want to take it at 8. I want to take it about 10:30, 11 in case it works straight away, because obviously I've not had it for a long time, so it's likely to just go and that's it. It's just hard. God, I'm emotional at the moment. Anyway, that's that, and I have got some stuff done. There's probably about, oh God, I've still got more to do. I've got to do more washing and more drying, and I've got to eat, which I've decided is going to be cereal, because I don't want to cook that curry, because I just don't want it. I don't know why I got it. I just walked around and I didn't know what to get.